Hey everybody, I got a new mouse. This is a Pwnage Ultra Custom Wireless Symm1 Generation 2. That's a name and a half, isn't it? But this is made by Pwnage, and this is their Symm1. Now, this is not the mouse that I wanted. And I did an unboxing. I even named it the Symm2. And I realized that when I went to Amazon and saw the mouse, if you click on it, it takes you to this one, the Gen2. And I thought, maybe, God, I must be getting old and feeble. I just bought the wrong mouse. So I looked at my order, and that's what it is. It's a Symm1 Generation 2. However, if you go to Amazon right now, as of this date, and click on the Symm2, any variation, it will give you this mouse. It will show you the Symm1 Generation 2. So it's not me. I just wasn't paying attention. Regardless, I really like this mouse. I like it a lot. I've really enjoyed the time I've had with it. The texture and the feel it's like they pulled it right out of my head. It fits my hand perfectly. You've got these side buttons that are glossy. If you can see kind of like that reflection on them, which makes them contextually different, if that's the word I need. So that when you push them, you can they're just different when you put your thumb on them. The clicking is just near perfect. Yeah, it's fine. There's no issue with that at all. DPI button right here, and you have a third button mouse wheel LED to indicate that. So all of your DPI in the software, you can change it to color. And I'll show you that later. It does have RGB, of course, for me. And it also has a switch on the bottom where you can turn that off. Except for your DPI. I have a setting that turns that off as well. So you can use this without any RGB whatsoever. 2 is RGB. It's on. And then, of course, when it gets low on battery, something else we'll talk about a little bit later, this will flash red. This flashes red a lot. And this is not even at the brightest. Okay. But you got PFD feet on the bottom, just like any good gaming mouse. And, of course, before you ask and before you rage quit my video, it does have USB-C. Thank the gaming gods. It does have C. So that one cable that you're using for everything, keep on using it. Now, this is the cool part. Check this out. You take this off. The back comes off. And, of course, you get the logo with the LED. And then you have your battery right here. And then, of course, your slot for your little travel buddy. Put your USB dongle in there. And then you also get this. You get a honeycombed version of that back. Put it on there, and it even looks more like a gaming mouse. And this shaves off, I think, about 2 grams. And I'll put the weight on the description here in just a second. Okay, so then there you go. That's what it looks like with that guy on. Okay, before we get to the software, though, I want to talk about a couple of things. One is not a deal breaker, which is the LED itself. The RGB in this is not what I programmed. If you can tell, back out a little bit, it's cycling through colors. This is not what I want. I wanted it all white. So if you turn off the mouse and turn it back on, you get the spectrum. If you reboot the computer, you get the spectrum. Sometimes if you open the software and make a change to nothing related to RGB, you get the spectrum. So it's not saving the settings on the mouse like it should, which is, again, not a deal breaker, but I don't like this moving light. I just want a solid light that goes with the mouse or my desktop or whatever. But the battery, this thing it's weird. I know I use RGB, so the battery's not going to last as long as it probably should. But This will, at a full charge, this will last anywhere from 2 full days to 4 hours. So at 100%, after 4 hours, this will blink red, and I'll go to the software, and it will say like 5%. Plug the cable in, plug it back out, and it says I'm at 60%. That's not how it works. That's not how it should work. Sometimes it'll sit there, and after 2 days, it'll say, hey, you need to charge it. So I plug it in, and it charges fully, and it's fine for a little bit, but then it'll start doing the same thing over again. So there's either something going on with the processing of the battery, or the charging of the battery in there. If you see what's wrong, just let me know. And then either that, or it's just a bad battery. But either way, with those two things and the price that I paid for it, which was $60 on sale from $109, and the fact that this is not the mouse I thought I was getting, I'm probably going to return it and hope that I can soon get a Symm1, which is what I wanted. Oops, I dropped it. And then I'll have a review of that, of course. But that's the one I wanted. And hopefully they've got fixes to that. So as of right now, I think that if you saw this mouse, or if it was at a store and you put your hands on it and it felt great, I would say wait. Since this is the older version, and since it's on sale, they're probably phasing it out. Then just wait. And also on their website, I did notice that you can buy these replacement pieces in solid colors for the Gen 2, but the Symm1 has metallic covers as well, and also tape and that good stuff. So I like it. If I can tweak something, if I can take it apart and tweak it and customize it, that's even better. I mean, that's even better. So as far as I'm not sold on this particular mouse so far, but the company, they made a great feeling mouse. I got to give them that, and I'm going to give them one more try. But as of that, this one's I can't really recommend this one 100%. So let's go take a look at the software. Okay, now we have the software. And of course, this is something you're familiar with if you have a mouse. Here are your 6 buttons. You can, of course, have them do anything you want. You can even have multimedia, key combinations, basic stuff. You have 4 profiles and your debounce right here, okay? And then you go over here, and this is your DPI settings. You can have up to 6. I just have 3 because I go from basically 400 to 800. I used to use around 1300, but yeah, someone convinced me to do 800. It's been a lot better. And these are the color codes for your mouse wheel. So on 400, I have like a white, and then 1-800 is no color, and the other one is blue. And I do that just because of battery life. I just, sometimes I like my mouse wheel to glow, and sometimes I don't. So the DPI effect down here, of course, is you got breathing and steady. This is only for your for your wheel button. And then brightness, I'll take that down a little bit. And then speed, normal stuff. Over here you got pulling rate, which is at 1,000. And then lift is 1 and 2. Normal stuff. You got angle snapping and ripple control. I turn those off. Mouse parameters, these are default. I usually leave these default. I go into Windows and change those. That way when I change mice, it feels the same way. All right, and then we go over here to macros. This is macros where you can create lists for different games and things like that. You can record it here. And yeah, that's pretty much self-explanatory. And here you have the RGB. Now, I've got this set at steady and then white. And this is the light right here. Okay, that's 6 and then 10. And then see this right here? Yeah. I checked that. So when you're moving it, it turns off. But if you close the software or reboot the computer, that comes back on. Also, if you close the software sometimes and then or reboot, it goes back to streaming. This right here. So now it's all colors. So I have to open the software, put it on that, and then click my color so that I get exactly what I want. Now, this is down in the toolbar, obviously, unless you use it once. Once you use this once, it goes away. And you have to go into the software. You have to, go to the start button and click on it again. And then they really need to work on this. This is, not that I really want it in the background. It doesn't really have to be in the background, but it doesn't seem to be working properly. But I don't know. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's like, hey, you don't want that in the background. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. But this right here, this fluctuates. 70%. As I said before, this is not from a full charge. I fully charged this. I left this plugged up all night. And I have used it for about 20 minutes. And it is at 70%. All night. 8 hours. So something's going on with that. I don't know. Unless this is just inaccurate, because the software is not really, it's not really impressing me any. So that could just be, the faulty software. I don't know, but it's that's a problem. The LED, it's fine. The RGB stuff I could live with. It's not that big a deal. It's just annoying because I do like this mouse. But I think I do think I'm gonna have to return it and see if I can get the Symm1, which is what I thought I got in the first place.